Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is Mookie Heaven Podcast. We did it, Reddit. We have
mission accomplished.
We doubled our all-star, our MVP player intake by adding the Mookie Betts, but we'll get more into that in a second. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on the Twitter and on the Instagram.
And my name is Brook. You can find me at BrookMe3 or at MookieStan on Twitter and Instagram. And on today's show, I think we're talking about Mookie. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
We got some.
It's
stuff,
all about the Mookie.
We got some stuff to talk about. It's the Mookie Super Show. We also have to announce the winner of our last giveaway, which was the hoodie and hat bundle. We have a new contest we're starting again today, which probably should have been a Mookie Betts jersey. We should have just had it ready.
Listen, it's not too late.
I guess we got to roster bait a little bit because we got some different moves.
There is a whole new team.
There's a little bit to look at.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are an entirely new team, and I could not be more excited about that.
And I wanted to talk about the spring training hat, but I don't think we're going to do that. But we are going to talk about a lot of different stuff. And first, we got to give a shout out to our friends over in the upper right-hand corner. Yes, at Sportscaster, you could be the star of your own show with built-in studio graphics and access to special events. You could look like a pro, sound like a pro. You could live stream. You could game. You could do all the stuff that the kids do these days on on places and things. So on Twitch. But it's on Sportscaster.
Like
and it's
Perez.
better.
I mean Sportscaster.
Yeah, do that. So that is Sportscaster, CASTR.com. But go there after our stream because we got a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about, guys. Please go there after the stream. Also, make sure to drop your area codes. Let us know where you're watching Dodgers Nation from. Let us know what you think of the trade. I'm sure you've seen some of it, and we should probably just jump right into it. Let's just get down to brass tacks because there's a lot of moving parts in this deal, guys.
You go ahead.
First of all,
break it down.
Two separate trades. I want that to be clear. The first trade and the most important one is that Jock Pederson goes to the Angels, because if you watch the show long enough, you'll understand that for no good reason, I do not like Jock Pederson. For no good reason at all. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's my few limited interactions with him. He doesn't have to be blocked anywhere. He goes to the Angels to Luis Rengifo, who's kind of a good defensive player, weird mix. He's like you mentioned he's like a Negron type of
he's our new
role
Christopher
player.
Negron.
Probably not going to make any waves, but clears almost $10 million in space on the in terms of salary. So that's why Jock goes to the Angels, and he gets a chance to become Cole Calhoun, not light, heavy. Cole Calhoun,
yes,
beefed up Calhoun. If Cole Calhoun didn't work out, he would look like Jock Pederson.
He's a sort of a fourth outfielder. Honestly, they're probably going to bench Mike Trout for Jock Pederson, throw him back into center field.
They should have just gave us Mike Trout.
So, of course, to the other part of it, Mookie Betts and finally David Price. That was the biggest thing people didn't know. Is it going to be one? Is it going to be both? Wasn't going to be Price all by himself, but yeah, is it officially a 3-team trade?
It is officially a 3-team trade. The Dodgers get Mookie Betts and David Price and that massive contract that comes with it, but it looks like a part of that's going to be paid off. The Red Sox end up with Alex Verdugo, and they also end up with a highly touted arm from the Twins. A very highly touted arm from the Twins. And in exchange, the Twins end up with Kenta Maeda. So I don't know what the Twins' motivation was for being a part of this deal at all, other than I guess they needed an immediate starter rather than a potential arm in the future. They're looking to compete this year. Kenta makes sense for their rotation and possibly for their bullpen, depending on how things go for them. And Rich Hill is joined by another Dodger.
When you told me that Minnesota was involved, I was like, all right, we're getting Richie back.
Yeah, there you go. So to recap, the Dodgers lose Jock Pederson. They lose Kenta Maeda. They lose Alex Verdugo. That's all they lose, right? They gain David Price and Mookie Betts. There's probably some still prospect moving parts in terms of the Mookie deal. I can't imagine they just get away with trading Verdugo and Maeda to come up with Price and Betts. I'm sure there's still going to be some prospects moving in there, but Dustin May is not one of those guys. That has been confirmed, so we're not going to see that happen. And dude, if somehow Friedman pulled this off with just those guys, I mean, dude, build him a statue now.
This is so far. Again, this is still being broken down while we're doing this. So everybody who's listening on the podcast side tomorrow or the day after, whatever, this is all going to be kind of lame for you. But you know what? Screw it. We're living life right now. We're living our best life. We're living that vent life. Jock is gone. Brook is happy. Maeda's gone, and as Brooke was pointing out, there's all of a sudden, and Gary, you can attest to this. All of a sudden, there's going to be a lot of press room real estate over there because.
Oh, yeah.
Maeda's gone and Ryu's gone, so all the Asian persuasion there at Dodger Stadium
What makes you
is
think
gone.
I'm going to go to Dodger Stadium? They're going to get rid of me, too.
Well,
So it's weird.
The Korean reporters, there were, Gary, there were a lot for
Yes.
Ryu because he's like a
dude.
superstar.
Yeah, he's
a
a
superstar. So anytime we'd go out for an interview,
Yeah.
it'd be like me and Gary, and then probably like 40 Korean reporters there. And so
Yeah.
when he got traded, we were like, oh man, we're gonna miss those guys because they're not coming back to the stadium. There's no reason for them to now.
Now
They don't
all
have
the
their superstar there.
Japanese reporters are gone now.
Yeah, there were less for Maeda for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
but there were a lot of Japanese reporters, and I don't know. I don't think they would come back, right?
no,
so
no.
all of a sudden, the press
hold
rooms
me
are a
at
lot
the
smaller.
door and be like, Ryu and Maeda are gone. I'll be like, oh yeah, but
So let's pluck a few comments and a few questions here. We got Lance Juarez over on Facebook saying couldn't get rid of Pollock. No, but I don't know. I feel
He wants
like
to play
I'd
center.
rather have Pollock over Jock. I would prefer both gone.
I take Pollock over Jock.
Yeah.
I will. I'll stand by that.
And-
And AJ Pollock, I'm here if you want to talk. I got you.
Quickly,
in the playoffs.
Quickly,
No, I don't wanna talk
we
to
I
you.
use
Okay.
we very liberally here. We fix the left-handed batterness that we've kind of been dealing with by adding
Quickly fixed it.
quickly.
Oh my gosh.
We fixed the leadoff spot day to day. Like, there's a lot of things that are good, and I understand there's a lot of people that have been upset with this trade and this idea because, yes, the writing on the wall of Mookie Betts being, an air quote rental player does play a lot in I guess our feels on this or people's feels. I'd say the biggest feel for everybody is losing Alex Verdugo, which we kind of, Doogie earlier today on Instagram, I think like an hour or two ago, he posted something on Instagram, talking about, the blessings, and he's hitting, has it looks like he downloaded really bad videos of himself hitting, but you kind of start to, oh man, is this going to happen? Is this really finally going to happen? Is it going to happen right before we go live, which would be great, but
Perfect.
anyway, so we got 602 in the house. We got 805 in the house. Michael Scott, what's going on? We got 605. We got people all around. We got a lot of people in here. Katie over there, 559. What's going on? I don't even know, man. I don't know what to do. Usually we have a better idea of what to do with our shows. But there's just so much going on right now.
There's a lot of raw emotions involved in this too. I mean, you guys forget this just happened for us too. Like we're not ahead in the future or something like that. So
Yeah.
what was just in
go
a real
reaction.
quick? What was your reaction? How did you feel? Just real quick. What was your immediate feeling?
I mean, we've known like something was coming down
Right.
for a little while, but I took off from the office here because I had to importantly get some peanut butter M&Ms and a rock star.
Important.
And you're the one who let me know. You text me saying things are happening. And I was
Things
like,
are happening.
that would be so great if it actually happened. Because usually this kind of crap happens, like you were saying, 15 minutes after our show. And then it's like, oh, cool, we just recorded crap. This is
Exactly.
great.
yeah.
Exactly. Gary, I don't.
So-
did you find out when you walked in?
I
or
was
that-
driving. I got in my car, and then someone texted me, Gabe Burns.
Gabe,
Burns.
yeah.
Gabe Burns texted me. He goes, "Hey, enjoy Betts, man. Like, I feel like the city of LA really needs this."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, absolutely, yes. And then I was in shock. I couldn't check Twitter fast enough because I was driving, and I don't text when I drive. So then, so I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on? And I finally I saw Jeff passing, and then us, we were putting it all up. So
You're saying Gonsolin?
no,
Is Tony Smokes out in this as well?
no.
Again, we're all figuring this out along with you guys, unless you're are listening. No,
I'm
No,
not seeing any Gonsolin stuff.
no Gonsolin. Don't scare me.
well, that's one I just saw in the comments. Let's look at the most
There's
recent
no way
comments.
you give up Gonsolin.
Well, I mean, that was one of the things too. Like before we get into your reaction of it,
Yeah,
one
I'll
of
go
your
second.
first things was like, or after sort of digesting it for a minute or two, or a few minutes, it's like they were able to do this by still holding on to May at the very least, and then
Dude,
it looked
holding
like
on to May,
That's
possibly
impressive.
Gonsolin.
That is an impressive trade
there's
from
so
Andrew
many,
Friedman.
There's so many big names that are left over. That do you remember? Oh, Dude, okay, you remember the original like MLB Network projection or whatever? Like, this is a good trade package for Mookie and David Price, and it was like Jeter Downs, Gonsolin, Jock, Pollock. Like, it was all these names, and we were like,
I think it was John Hart or a former GM.
Even everybody was like, oof, yeah, okay, I'll do that trade. I don't care. Give me Mookie and David Price. And now it's like, oh, hey, Verdugo and Kenta are gone right now. And you're like, okay, what else? And they're like, that's it right now. Jock went to Anaheim, and you're like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
So my friends do this thing, and I'm just introducing this to the show. When they get really excited about something, they make this noise, and it's going to sound a little strange to you, but it goes, "Mbah!" And that's what the noise I made was when it happened. I got real excited because you were gone, and I was just sitting right here, and I was like, this is not happening. There's no way because I had tweeted out, you had saw it. I was like, there's no way
it's happening before
no
the
way
show.
this doesn't happen until 15 minutes after we get off the air, because that's how it happens. That's how Garrett Cole happened. That's how life happens for us over here. But we were blessed today, were we not? Look at all these people we get to enjoy this news with. There's so much going on. There's so many of you in the chat. We got a guy over on, oh, wow, you guys' comments are moving fast. Esquivas Peter, this is a steal. Shout out to Friedman. So, again, still waiting on the details of it. There still could be some more prospects involved. There still could be more than what we're seeing, guys.
All the Friedman haters are trying to text him to take.
And that's
take
what I was
more
going to get
players.
to. Like we'll get back into like really hammering through each of the players because again, we're all scatterbrained with this, but just like gut reactions here, and you guys play along in the chat. Like, does this cure? Is this help? Is Andrew Friedman no longer the most evil man in the universe or at Dodger Stadium?
I mean,
Did
he went from being like, so he showed up, people loved him, and he gradually just got more and more hate. Got Machado back up.
Yeah.
Got more and more hate, and recently has just fallen off with fans. And now this, dude, I don't know how this. I mean, granted, he traded away a couple fan favorites, but who cares?
We got to stop doing that.
You got
we got to stop
Mookie.
hoarding. We got Mookie Betts.
You got Mookie.
Yeah.
2018 AL MVP added to the 2019 NL MVP. That is an impressive outfield. All of a sudden, you got now Cody Bellinger patrolling center field. You got a Gold Glove winner last year, and then you got 3-time I think Gold Glove winner now in right field.
And Matt Beatty
and your boy Matty Cakes over there in left field.
We could have Beatty, Betts, and Bellinger in the outfield.
Oh my.
3 Bs. The killer
Bees.
bees.
The killer bees.
The killer bees. There you
Get
go.
a shirt. Gary, shirt. Quick.
Trademark. Breaking T's going to get it. God damn it.
And Bat Muncy.
Oh, Bat Muncy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That funcy monkey.
Funcy Bunsy.
Anyway, so I'm seeing one. We got Scott saying, where was it? It said Rengifo for Bellinger or for
Bellinger.
for Pederson. Like what? Yeah, that was an interesting trade, but again, that was a 100% contract.
That was contract,
Jock had
guys.
no spot left on this team. He definitely wasn't going to go play first. That much we know. But
If anybody's interested, I have a Jock Pederson jersey that I no longer wish to keep.
did you ever wish to keep it before?
It was meant to be ironic, so I wore it to every game because everybody knows I don't like him, but I wore it to every game because it's ironic and that's funny. It has mustard on it. Like most of my baseball clothing has mustard on it.
And Jock Pederson.
And Jock's
clothing.
coincidentally, and his donuts because, whatever.
Getting back to the Friedman thing here, yeah, like it was definitely interesting to watch and little Andy F's career trajectory here in Los Angeles. Obviously, after the Dodgers lose in the first round of the 2019 playoffs, everybody calling for his head. It was the end of his contract, and everybody's like, okay, just let him go, which we knew wasn't going to happen. The dude is still very good at his job. Even last offseason, being able to get two dudes that you immediately plug into your top 10 prospects with Jeter Downs and Josiah Gray for Alex Wood and Kyle Farmer and the rest, whatever. Poor Puig out there. Hopefully Puig finds a job soon. I hear you're now hiring, but he's never done anything he's never done a bad move, I feel, Andrew Friedman. But except for Pollock, whatever. Pollock is jury is still out.
I'm still high on Pollock, guys. I know his postseason really pissed us off.
He's a really nice guy.
Great dude.
The 18-19 offseason was interesting because it was Kelly and Pollock. Both of them proved to be the undoing in the 2019 postseason. But he also still went out and got Downs and the other guy said Gray. So it's like, maybe give him a little little bit of a pass. I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of.
So just to recap,
weird,
I mean, just quick outlook on potential lineups, potential looks. You think about the sheer firepower that the Dodgers now possess. You got Mookie in right. You probably got Cody in center moving forward. Yep. I know people have switched those two around, but Mookie does profile more as a right fielder. He's played there most of his career. It makes sense. Cody's also a very good center fielder. You got those two patrolling the outfield along with some combination of AJ Pollock and Matt Beatty / Mixon, whoever else you want to throw out there, right? You go to the infield, you got JT at third, you got Seager hopefully having a bounce back campaign at shortstop, you got Gavin at second, you got Muncy at first, you got, Will Smith behind the plate. You have so much firepower in terms of like sheer offense. And then you look at it and you're like, we also now have very good pitching. And David Price, who at one point in his career was an elite ace.
Isn't he only 33?
He's not very old. He still has the potential to bounce back. His peripherals are actually really good. Like his peripherals are really good.
He had a great second half too.
Just think
he's
about
a good leader, isn't he?
He is. He's an established veteran.
Yeah.
He's a good personality. He's the thing that gets me most excited though is the potential of him having a bounce back season in 2020 and then us flipping him for very high regarded prospects. And I think people take that for granted because once we take on the majority of the contract, he becomes a lot more enticing as a player, as a pitcher for a lot of pitching staffs too, especially up and coming teams that maybe aren't, World Series contenders this year, but could be in the next couple of years. He makes sense for a lot of teams. I really think that we did really well in this trade, just looking at it from the outside right now. Boston did too, though. Boston did a great job of doing exactly what they needed to do. They got an arm in it. They got a really, really, really good outfielder in Alex Verdugo for the next couple of years. He's gonna be great in Boston.
Oh,
he's gonna thrive
fun,
there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, dude, how much was that? Almost $60 million that they cleared in salary for 2020.
Boston fans are gonna love
and
Verdugo.
30 something.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it there.
Everything about this screams so far early on. A win-win for both sides. The Dodgers have probably the bigger chance to lose, but that's quickly absolved by a World Series win. I don't know if you can consider this a win if they don't, and then Mookie walks away. But one of the big things too, when over the weekend, over the course of the last few days, it was a lot of Betts is happening. It's going to happen sooner. And then you started hearing the whispers of maybe it doesn't happen right away. Maybe it happens. Maybe it kind of gets pushed out to mid-season or something like that. And as we think about and we you hope to put yourself in the best position to extend or re-sign Mookie Betts in the offseason. For me, he needed to be at spring training day one. I think you see what this organization is about. You see the way Dave Roberts conducts his business, and it's going to be nothing like he's ever seen before. It's not going to be, Alex Cora the last couple of years being like, okay, guys, this is how we cheat. And it's not going to be John Farrell being like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. No, it's Dave Roberts, and Doc is a different kind of animal there in the clubhouse, and I think that's going to be big, him building the relationship with the team, with the players, immediately off the bat from day one at spring training is going to be big in him, kind of creating a love affair with the team and with the players. Plus, a very important, side to this is that Knox Kelly gets his favorite team back, Mookie Betts.
There you go.
Who's your favorite team? Knox Kelly, of course, being Joe Kelly's son, loves Mookie Betts. His favorite team is Mookie Betts. So, as this is still going down, it's an impressive day here in Los Angeles. I don't know. What do you guys want to dig into? We're all over the place. I want to get into more of the rosterbation after the fact. We know what Mookie's going to do. We you kind of already touched on that.
Mookie.
We touched on the Mookie. We touched on Doogie. Maeda gone definitely kind of changes the complexion because as much as he's probably not a number 3 guy, or as of now he was profiled, he was lined up to be the number 3 guy in the rotation on opening day because they weren't going to give it to Gonsolin. They weren't going to give it to D-May.
But
there's Julio, but also
Julio's pegged for that spot.
But with Julio, you still don't know if how many innings they're going to give him. this season.
I think this is the year where, I mean, now they're looking towards, not that they're looking past Julio by any meaning of the word, but they're focused in terms of rest and preserving quality, meaningful innings is going to be focused more on Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin now. Now, one of them, or maybe both of them, will probably end up being, down the stretch, a bullpen guy. I think me and you had talked about it, where I really thought Tony Smokes ended up being the closer by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And I still believe that firmly in my heart that he ends up being that. So in terms of that, you bring in David Price, who kind of slots in wherever Maeda would have slotted in. You got to figure that Dustin May is going to get some innings and Julio is going to get some innings this year. So it gives you flexibility to let those young guys get some quality starts in, to get those meaningful innings in. Don't know where they end up throughout the course of the whole year. Don't know how often they swing in and out of the bullpen. You got to remember, you still have Ross Stripling on the team, who's going to be that guy that hops in and out of the rotation like every 5 days or whatever it is.
Yeah, I feel like this move. I feel like mainly. I mean, obviously, you're pretty much just replacing Maeda with Price, which is as broken down and as useless as people seem to think David Price is. Like you already said, he has good peripherals. He has, he had a good second half of the season. He's still a quality pitcher, and in my opinion, he's a step up over Maeda because, I mean, he's probably going to get you 6 innings instead of 5. We've seen him come out and be lights out enough out of the bullpen too, so he's got that part that Maeda usually does in the postseason if and when needed. And really, it feels like now, like you had mentioned, our boy Strip. Now all of a sudden, Stripling, I think his role, especially in the rotation, really stepped up with this trade. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Paul Lo Duca's losing his damn mind.
Oh yeah, he went over to Barstool and now he's special.
He said the Dodgers just set themselves back years. Mookie's an unreal talent, but now you have 4 lefties in your rotation. 2 of them are on the back ends of their careers. And he says, "I'm sorry." This is how you know he's off his damn rocker. He says, "I'm sorry they lose their best defensive outfielder in Jock," and he was just starting to figure it out at the plate.
I'm gonna call him real quick.
I'm gonna call the police.
Where are you at?
He just called Jock Pederson their best outfielder. Paul Lo Duca, you were my favorite player. What happened, man?
The roids.
HGH really got to his
the
head.
roids got to him,
literally.
Guys.
I mean, going off of that same vein, you talked about Kershaw and Price, kind of very similar types of career arcs, and except I would argue that Kershaw's significantly more successful than David Price is, but everyone can make their case for that. Price has a ring. He does have a ring. He also, he pitched well. He did pitch well against us.
Yeah.
Which everyone did.
Yeah,
everyone did. So what does it matter?
So you got Kevin Durant in the stream over on YouTube. He looks at the lineup, same idea. Actually looking at the lineup instead of positioning. Betts, Seager, Turner, Belly. So we're already off there. Muncy, Smith, Lux, Taylor Beatty. Now all of a sudden you're looking at just what was already an incredibly deep lineup. And I wish we had graphics kind of prepared to throw up here, but obviously this has sort of happened. Instead, you got Gary being special. But it was already a deep and talented lineup, and now all of a sudden, again, you add an MVP to the top of your lineup. You have Seager, who is, he was batting, like low. He was batting like 6th spot. What the hell?
This is our buddy at Diamond Huggers. That's a quality profile picture.
Quality profile pic over there at Diamond Hoggers on Twitter. Check it out. I'm guessing he lost a bet, but
a Mookie bet.
Seager is okay. Fine.
Yeah, there it is.
Seager is primed to have an incredible bounce back season, even though his season last year wasn't bad. But you look at a healthy Corey Seager in that 2 spot. You got right, left, and then maybe it might be Turner there in that 3 hole. But Belly at cleanup, I don't know. I guess it works.
I just look at the flexibility.
And then Muncy's. If you got Muncy
I like
batting
Turner
5th,
at 2 and Muncy at cleanup with Bellinger hitting 3rd.
I've talked about it in the past. This is more in not that JT's on a downturn. I don't want to say.
I don't know. I've heard Brook at BrookMe3 on the Blue Heaven podcast talk about him being in a downturn. But
I'm talking about his age and his defense. His defense is just going to go downhill from here on out, guys. Let's just accept that for what it is. But he is a high on-base percentage guy in his time with the Dodgers, not his career, because obviously his career went a lot differently.
Keeps the line moving.
Dude, I'm telling you, I like him in the number 2 spot. Like, I like him as that guy. He in the past, he's been profiled as like a number 3, number 4 guy for the Dodgers a lot of times. Drives in a bunch of runs, has hit a bunch of home runs. But if he can become that number 2 guy for the rest of his career, get on base at a really high mark, he's not a leadoff guy. We know that. But
I just think Doc is too used to penciling in Seager at 2.
He is, for sure. But, you
Muncy.
You got to set Seager up for success.
Muncy is as that
a 2
on-base guy as well.
For sure, 100%.
Again, the fact that we can have all these conversations and there's really not a wrong answer is pretty damn impressive. I do think now that they got the balance they've been so looking for, that you will see more of the right, left. Especially with the new 3-batter rule coming up and how much that's going to play in the bullpen later on in the season. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that doesn't affect it as much, but you have a lot of depth and you have finally a balanced lineup. So it's pretty crazy. And we got Perez 1619 asking, so is he a rental? I mean, technically on paper, yes, but now Los Angeles has just as good of an opportunity as any team to present their case right up to his face on why he should continue his career in LA. And, I don't know about you guys. I mean, obviously this offseason the Dodgers were willing to dole out a lot of money potentially to Garrett Cole, which would have been a different type of game changer for this team. But that money would have been going to Cole, so now you can kind of shift it to Mookie Betts. He wants $35 million a year. I feel more comfortable giving $35 million a year of not my money to an everyday player over an aging pitcher.
I mean, if you look at it, you got to imagine they made this trade with the intention of we're gonna try our best to extend him. We're gonna try our best to sign him to a long-term deal. We're gonna try our best to make sure he's on this team for the long haul. He might not be. He might be a 1-year guy. This might be a 1-year rental that we just paid for. And if that's the case, if we paid Verdugo and Kenta Maeda for a 1-year rental, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week.
With the World Series.
If we happen to extend him, that's just a bonus. I don't freaking care. We got him for a year. We have him for a year for sure. Doesn't matter after this. Doesn't matter now. We need that World Series. You're right. We do need that World Series. But that's all right.
Big.
I'm happy with this, guys.
Big point. And obviously, you guys are blowing up the chat, so we're doing our best to kind of plug through them. But we got Julian O saying, "Don't forget, Doogie hasn't started baseball activity." I don't know if we brought that up, but last week we spoke with Alex Verdugo was towards the end of December, and he wasn't swinging a bat. He wasn't doing any baseball activity. So I don't even remember if we said it here, if it was before the show. But you still wonder also, like. Obviously, this is, as Gary titled the show on Facebook and YouTube, it's unofficially official. There are still physicals that need to happen. Everything that we've heard with Alex Verdugo is that he's right on track. He's still, he's doing core work. Baby. He's working out his core. Selena loves when people say core. And the whole idea is to take the stress off of his lower back. So he's going to be in a good position, and it's going to be fun to watch Alex Verdugo there in right field, and then eventually in center if and when they let Jackie Bradley Jr. walk. Boston's going to love him.
I'm gonna bring this point up because I think a lot of people love this. Andre Ethier, in an interview just now, he said, despite winning 7 division titles in a row, things were kind of getting a little stale for the Dodgers. And I would have to agree. I mean, you're seeing the same lineup put out there day after day with, exciting prospects for sure coming up in the process, which is great. But I think we needed this. I think we needed this jolt of youth, of energy, of excitement into a lineup that it's just different. And that's what you said at the beginning of the offseason. You're like, I don't really care who it is. I just need something different. And I was like, I don't agree with that. But now I understand what you meant. We just need something different. And this feels like such a good different. Like, I can't even begin to. I understand fans are upset.
Take.
I understand fans are upset. Fan favorites have left. They are leaving. I don't know. Jock Peterson, I guess, is a fan favorite. I just found that out. But
He is bringing his snacks with him.
I understand why you get attached to these players, and this is a fandom. Like that's what you do as a fan. You get attached to players, and I get that. Yeah. But listen, guys, we've been to a couple World Series now that we've blown and got cheated out of. We lost to the freaking Nationals in the division series. I needed to change. You needed to change. They needed to change. We got that change. Mookie Betts is a Dodger. David Price is a Dodger. Life is good.
Mm-hmm. Life is delicious.
Life is delicious.
It's so crazy how just everything changes that quick, man. Like it's pretty wild. And as we take a break here to talk about our giveaway winner of we don't have it up there anymore, but it was the hat, the cap, and Dodgers hoodie giveaway. So the winner, where's my drum roll? I think I have a drum roll.
That's what she said.
We got Mark Marville of Muskegon, Michigan. Why do you people have to live in weird sounding places? But Mark Marville, Muskegon. Yeah, sure. One of those spots. He's a fellow. He has a dog in his profile picture. Mark, you have won our hoodie and cap giveaway. So what you're going to want to do is email us at podcast@dodgersnation.com within the next 48 hours and be like, hey, I'm that guy that won the thing on your show. And then we're going to be like, oh, cool. What size do you want? Where do we ship it? And then we're going to do those things for you. So Mark Marville, it is Marville. You're a winner. Ha ha ha. You're a winner. Ha ha ha. And Gary, there's a button for the next giveaway, which is the wrong MVP, but we are giving away a Cody Bellinger, like, authentic, majestic jersey. Sorry, guys, it's not the Nike one. You guys aren't worth us paying for a Nike one yet, because they're a lot.
Eventually.
But we're giving away this Cody Bellinger jersey, so check that out. You're going to go to DodgersNation.com/giveaways or look at just about any of our articles, and you enter there. It pretty much tells you what to do. You try to get as many entries as you can by signing up for various things. You're going to different sites or whatever. We don't want any of your info. We're not going to steal anything from you. We just want to give you stuff. So check that out. And, yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Thank you for your time. So, did you guys know that Mookie Betts is a Dodger?
Allegedly. Well, he's still got to pass the physicals.
He's got to pass the bar.
You know.
All right, let's get back in here to some of the comments. What do you got anyways?
Well, listen, apparently I offended people by saying that Jock was not a fan favorite. Apparently he is a fan favorite.
He's absolutely
I think it's just
favorite.
really easy to hate on AJ Pollock, and so people are finding that to be a contending point with this. Alternatively, Jimmy Gomez over on YouTube says, I'm getting a new Mookie jersey. Think Mookie jerseys are going to be a hot sell, a very hot sell this next couple of weeks. Yeah, that's like 10 different people that just hopped in with Mookie jerseys.
There's going to be a Mookie effect.
Yeah, again,
in the city.
I would say, like, you really look at it. I mean, look at how much for the Lakers, like, what Anthony Davis did to invigorate a very, very flaccid, I would say, fan base for a while. We hadn't done much of anything over there in the purple and gold, and now you bring in that kind of star power, and it changes everything. You know, when you have somebody, you bring in somebody you could throw up on a billboard, it's a game changer for your team. Not just on the field, but marketing does go a long way in just making people excited, making the team excited. And when you're able to bring in somebody like that, wow, it's crazy. Mookie Betts is a Dodger. And we got $50 million.
It's still a lot to unravel. Like, you're still kind of trying to think through it and be like, wow, this is happening. Like, we've been talking about this for so long. It seems like every single thing we've seen, every tweet that's come out over the past 2 weeks has been like, they're getting closer. They're getting closer. It's still happening. And then the funny thing was, today, a lot of doubt coming out about it.
Yes.
All of a sudden today, like, hey, this might not happen. This might not happen all of a sudden. It went from we're pretty close to the goal line to actually take it back. This might not be happening.
And then Heyman was like, don't worry, boys, I got this. And then Passan was like, is it okay if I come out to play, Mr. John Heyman? And then everything happened. That's all they had to do. Maybe one of them Heyman was busy or something. They were just waiting.
Didn't want to go 4 for 4 for the cycle.
He was trying to leave it out.
He just gave one a freebie to someone.
He sold it.
Yeah.
I am Rack said as how do I say it? I am Rack. So there's 2 R's in there. Anyways, I am Rack. Asks possible as possible rotation, which we've kind of touched on a little bit, but again, we've talked a lot about a Mookie Betts fellow coming over here to LA, but we got to really look at the fact, dig in more to the change in complexion with this rotation, because you have a bona fide ace right there at the top with your friend Mr. Walker Buehler. Despite rumors of his demise, Clayton Kershaw is a damn fine number 2 in any rotation still.
David Price,
but
probably
slides in
right there.
And then, I saw, we've seen it. David Price, Paul LaDuca talking about, there's so many lefties in the rotation. Wait, who? So there's Urias.
There's actually not that many.
There's Urias if he's in the rotation, and by the way, at FanFest, Julio spoke about how much he enjoyed pitching out of the bullpen. He didn't think he would.
He lost weight.
Yeah, thick boy. He gone skinny now, but
Dude.
Gonsolin, while he's going to get spot starts, he's a righty. He's not going to be in the rotation all season long. You got a righty there. You got Stripling as a righty. You got Walker as a righty. Dustin May as a righty. There are a lot of right-handed pitching options.
There are.
Again, everything about this made it balanced.
Jimmy Nelson.
Oh, that's the guy I forgot. Alex Wood,
yeah.
lefty.
Yeah, I mean, there's some lefties in there for sure, but there's righties in there too. Remember a couple years ago? It was a couple years ago, like the Capuano years, when it was like 4 left-handed pitchers starters.
I mean, I try to forget.
Those years. There are, let's say, there's plenty of starting options. Going bottom to top, you got Wood, you got Julio, you got Ross, you have Jimmy Nelson, Dustin May, you have Kershaw, you have Gonsolin, you have Walker Buehler, you even have Caleb Ferguson. If you needed to slot him in as a starting pitcher somehow.
Really surprised he didn't get traded.
I thought he was going to Boston for sure, like 100% sure.
Who?
Caleb Ferguson. I really thought he was going to Boston.
I mean, that was one of the trade scenarios too that came out over the weekend. Somebody gave Peter Gammons his Twitter back, and he tweeted about that. By the way, we got Gary Palencia in over on Facebook, and he said this guy talking about Jock playing with a fidget spinner.
He got me there, yeah.
Because Brooke there just happened to be a fidget spinner, and this fidget
it's
is
just
spinning.
near me, and I got a lot going on, so I got to get my emotions out.
There are a number of people asking for your Jock jersey in here.
Should I put up like a competition?
I think so.
Who can take me on the best date?
I don't want the jersey, but I know I could.
Who can make me feel like a pretty lady? That's what I want to be. I want to be the hottest girl in school. That's
He's going to be the belle of the ball.
Belle of the ball.
Apparently, people are also upset at the fact that I have sniffles. My bad. I'm
it's
a human
sick
boy.
Season.
I'm a human boy, and allergies.
He's drinking a Corona.
No.
Excuse me.
Oh, I see.
You see what I did there?
Coronavirus
From the Asian guy too.
Excuse me.
It's Modelo.
Yeah.
Frank Talk LA says, "Is this your best wedding anniversary gift, Brooke? Because my wedding anniversary, you see, was just this past
happy
weekend.
anniversary.
Thank you for that. And yes, it was. We didn't do gifts, so
Wow, step your game up, Mikhail.
we went on a trip, and that's a lot of money because we don't have money. So
White Claws. Oh no, I'm sorry.
White Claws.
Nerdy Dodger.
Oh, I thought I got White Claws.
Oh yeah, we need some claw. There ain't no laws if you're not drinking claws. Madison.
She says, "I'll buy you all the light beer and White Claws." Why do people think I like light beer and White Claws? Is it my look?
You're white.
Oh, a woman. Woman. I got it. Yeah,
Pretty girl. There you go.
There you go, Tati. Well done.
Madison Gale says CT3. Yeah, he's around.
Oh, he's a player.
Kike is still around too, and
we can also trade him. I'm fine with it, guys.
There's you're allowed to have 26 players on your roster this season as well.
I will be the 26th.
So, that opens up a lot of opportunity. I guess you would say.
For whom?
Wait, what?
CT, Kike, not having Jock there opens up a lot of opportunity for them. Pollock's an old man. He's going to need to get some time on the bench. Can't hit lefties anymore. Or wait, which one can he hit? Oh, that's right. No pitching in the postseason.
Anybody's.
This opens it up for Beatty.
Listen, okay, that's another thing we got to talk about too. Because if you look at the Dodgers, like prospects, or let's say prospects mixed with rookies. There's a lot of guys who might not be on the opening day roster that probably should be on the opening day roster. Not to mention the fact there's a lot of dudes coming up offensively that are just absolute weapons. Like you look at like DJ Peters is an absolute monster, and he's definitely ready. Like and if they're not ready yet, he
just got engaged too, so he's ready.
Engaged. Friend of the show. You also forget that you have Tyler White on the team. Don't forget about Tyler White, guys.
I don't think he's going to last very long.
You also have Edwin
People
Rios.
might be mad at him.
Edwin Rios is a guy that we thought was going to get traded because he's expendable, because there's not a clear spot on this roster for him, but also an obvious monster left-handed bat. You got him coming up. You have Beatty, who obviously can fill in anywhere, and he should be an everyday starter. Matt Beatty should be an everyday starter, but he's not going to get a chance to on this team. Even guys like Kyle Garlick. Like Garlick is a very good hitter, a very productive player that could have a more prominent role on a different team. But there's no spot for him here.
Yeah.
So there's so many of these dudes that are on the team that, despite the fact that you just traded Jock Pederson and Kenta Maeda and Verdugo, you still have so many guys that are almost ready to go or are past that point. They've been ready to go and they still haven't got their shot. So, I mean, if you just look at the depth of this team, I would not match up the depth of this team with a team that has Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts on it. That's a lineup that you look at that says their farm system's weak. They got fleeced. They got stripped of it. And you look at our farm system and you're like, holy crap! How do you have the top 5 farm system, Mookie Betts and Cody Bellinger all on the same team, and a freaking all-star lineup of pitching of offense? Whatever. I'm excited, guys. I just don't know how to get my words out right now because I'm so excited about it. And baseball's fun.
One thing, I guess I should probably go look at Tim for this answer. I wonder what I don't do the math good, so I don't know where the payroll is now for 2020.
Maths is hard.
I think we're still under the luxury tax, especially with the jettison of Jock Pederson.
He's updating the payroll page right now.
Okay,
we'll know a little bit.
I saw one.
Tim, help.
Tim, help. He's probably somewhere in here. Damn it, I saw a good comment, but whatever. They're all good comments. We like you guys.
Math checks out. We are under the luxury tax threshold.
Oh, William
Math
Plunkett
checks out right now.
Thank you, Billy.
Somehow dude, this is weird. Isn't this wild?
Yeah, well, this doesn't happen to us.
We don't get good things. Oh, okay. The deal must be falling through tonight. Like that must be what's happening, right? Like Alex Verdugo's foot fell off overnight or something like that. We don't get nice things.
No.
We don't get that. We're not allowed to. Because remember, Andrew Friedman doesn't spend any money. Remember?
Andrew Friedman doesn't spend any money. He doesn't care about the team.
I tweeted out that Stan Kasten's looking for Bill Plaschke right now.
my boy Hamilton. We got Hamilton Cerna in the stream. He says, rock, paper, scissors lineup? Yes. 100% yes. And then it's going to be like, boo, 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 boo. It's an inside joke. Thank you.
Like that. He's going to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, you know what? He needs some sort of happiness in his life.
I feel like Dodger Stadium's going to be rocking this year, guys. And it's All-Star year.
It's
All-Star year.
There is obviously a number of sad points of this because, again, we are sad to see Alex Verdugo go.
He had so much fun with those kids.
He had fun with the kids.
Such a great guy.
He's just coming into his own. Like, he learned a lot here with this organization, no doubt. He's an incredibly fun person just to be around and to be a part of this team. Importantly, we unfortunately lose Volver in blasting through the stadium, which is very sad. So let's all press F in the chat, boys, for that.
F-A.
Anyways, just saying. Brian's Point, that's a good name. Brian's Point, that's his name on YouTube. Says Beatty should start over Pollock.
Beatty over Pollock?
He's a friend, but no. They're gonna be right there.
Well, I mean, look, if Pollock gets off to a slow start, it's his job to lose. That's all I'm saying. And Matt Beatty is my ideal replacement because Chris Taylor.
Pollock has to play because of that contract. Beatty deserves it.
It's true. Yeah.
Just saying.
We got an F in the chat.
Thank you, chat. Ryan Moore says most people commenting on here shouldn't be commenting. Thanks for playing along, Ryan.
Moderator?
Katie brings up a good point.
Hamilton brings up a good point. Does the interpreter also go with Kenta? We can't lose will translate for money. Ironton?
Will is.
I know he's part of the organization.
he's
Just
part
want to
of
bring
it.
it up.
He's
You got,
fine. Will's,
you got
Will's
one. Go
there.
ahead.
He's also part of like strength and conditioning now, isn't he?
Yeah. He
so
works at
Katie brings up
OKC.
a good point. Jock Pederson now plays the Astros on opening day. So
wait, I have a button for that.
should he be pitching?
Hey, he's got a rifle.
Oh boy. So if you guys were going to boo the Astros, now you can go to support Jock instead, like a normal fan base would.
We got Dodgers Not So White now, which again is very important.
That's the name of this podcast. Dodgers Not So White.
Let me write it down. I always forget. I always forget these kind of things. Brian says Taylor is a good role player, can play many positions, and I think Gary, you were part of the conversation we were having as well earlier, where it's like, if we were to get Betts, which we now know we did, will the Dodgers be, or maybe I was having this with Stan, I don't know, whatever, but
Deneth. Yes.
Standall. Will the Dodgers be dumb enough to try to get Betts some time at second base just to?
Oh yeah, we did talk about this.
Yeah.
Over fried chicken.
Chicken.
Banchan.
Not a
pretty-
sponsor,
not a
but
sponsor,
we would love to have you as a
Damn, it's
sponsor.
so good.
No, they're not going to do that. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. We got enough going on in the
Oh yeah, we
infield.
got Lux.
There's so
Max,
much.
and Betts.
CT,
There's already so
Austin
there's already
Barnes,
so much
all those guys that
versatility.
can play
TK.
second base.
Yeah.
An incredible amount of versatile players that are also exceptional defenders at second
And
base.
Rengifo
Plus,
now.
is that
we have
actually his
Rengifo.
name?
Yeah, Rengifo.
Why didn't they just trade him?
I mean, we still might. Those things might happen still. Man, I saw a bunch of points pop up, and then I was paying attention to you. This is Diamond Hawk. Clint said he saw the Laduca tweets about Jock being the best defender. That one's gonna stick, dude. If you guys haven't screenshotted that tweet, please do, because someone's gonna need to bring it up to him when he gets off whatever medication he's on, because that is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard in my life.
Somebody really needs to go check on Paulie. Like,
boy.
he might be having a stroke.
Listen, the Lakers are good. The Dodgers got Mookie. I guess the Clippers are in LA. It's a good. We needed this, guys. Gary, I think you would agree. We needed this.
100%.
LA definitely needed this right now. It could not have come at a better time for us. And
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't perfectly cancel it out.
No,
It's a nice distraction.
it is.
I've been looking forward to this all off season. I've loved watching Mookie Betts play ever since he,
Such a fun dude.
Yeah, he is.
Like in the sense of, we were connected to Lindor a lot.
Yep.
Very similar style in the sense that
Yeah.
you watch them and you're like, that guy loves playing baseball.
Yeah.
And
Traditional star power players, which LA
sure.
doesn't
Right.
have because East Coast bias.
well, hopefully Ice
Usually.
Cube comes to a game again.
East Coast Pedro
You know?
Baez.
No,
I
that's
see what you did there.
Enjoy the game here a little. bit,
Moshe says that one time Heyman doesn't say mystery team. There was no mystery team.
There was third team.
There was third. Yeah, there was third team.
Hey, how many
and
people do you
Boston.
really think Betts is a rental? Like if
A
we
lot.
ran a poll right now, you think everyone
Hillary,
like
do
70%?
the thing.
I'd say it'd be in the 90s, 90%.
90s? Here, let me run the poll right now.
Run the poll. I'd say
Yeah.
people think it's in
Everybody
the 90s.
go check out Gary's poll.
Look at Gary's poll, guys. I think 100% say they make an effort to re-sign him. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that they would make an effort. Gary, I just noticed your hat. That's a cool hat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I just got
fourth
distracted that. This guy, Jimmy Gomez, says Mookie 2020 is Anthony Davis 2020. Which is, somebody had asked me, somebody who doesn't watch baseball, but they know I watch baseball. They're like, what does this mean to LA? Like, what's the...
Sports.
He asked me for the NFL equivalent, and I gave him that NBA equivalent. I was like, it's not LeBron James coming to LA. It's not LeBron coming to the Lakers, but it is Anthony Davis coming to the Lakers. I also said he's a big Raider fan. I was like, it's if the Raiders... Imagine if the Raiders came to LA and then signed Tom Brady. It's like kind of like that. Similar. Except not old and not a terrible team.
Yeah, Ernie Mota.
Sorry, Raiders fans.
My boy Mota in the stream here, going off of what you just tweeted out as a poll, asking how many years do you think we're getting Betts for? How
At
many
least
years
one.
did they say he? Yeah.
Exclusive.
How? What did he wants like a 10-year deal?
He wants a 10-year deal.
He's 27. Yeah. I mean, it's in the realm of possibility. It's not something that the Dodgers ever want to do, but we saw, like I said earlier, they were willing to go, 8 and a lot to Garrett Cole.
Yeah, and that's for like a way more unpredictable player.
And the payroll keeps getting lower and lower. over the next
And they're
couple
saving
of seasons.
so much money and earning interest on the money they're not paying DirecTV.
That's true. But they also have a lot to consider in the way of franchise cornerstones. That's something that you can't forget as well. That can't be discounted with that. And a lot of those dudes are Boris clients, unfortunately. So we're going to pay through the nose on them. And we're not going to get any types of deal on them. We're probably not going to sign them to extensions in the meantime. You got guys like Bellinger who are going to command ginormous contracts. Guys like Walker Buehler, ginormous contracts. Corey Seager, even though he's on the, had a pretty down year last year in terms of injuries, he's going to be back and he's going to demand a huge contract. There's a lot of young dudes on this team that haven't gotten paid yet that over the next 5 years are going to need to get paid. And we have to think about that in terms of what we're offering Mookie. So if they are offering Mookie a butt ton of money, which they might, I'm sure they will, you got to imagine one of those guys is not getting that contract that he was going to get offered, and he's going to walk. So, do with that what you will. I would imagine, regardless of signing Mookie or not, we're probably going to lose one of those guys to free agency at some point because that's a lot of money. Overall, that's a lot of money to throw at dudes.
And it's a lot of Scott Boras guys too.
It's a lot of Boras guys,
which doesn't quite work. Truth or Dingers hanging out with us in the stream. It says at least the Dylan curse didn't stop the Betts trade. Important. The Dylan curse and the Nightingale curse did not stop this trade.
Ooh,
everyone was
on the Nightingale curse, man. That's the thing is when you combine two negatives, it creates a positive, right?
Hey, you said you didn't know math, you son of a bitch.
I thought that was science.
Math is science.
Negative neutrons collide into negative neutrons and create.
I thought you were talking about magnets. And
create electrons.
On Facebook,
I don't know any science.
North Pole, South Pole, right?
On Facebook,
Santa Claus,
Angel and Holly, which I guess is one of those shared accounts, which creeps me out. But
one of those couples.
They say got my season tickets, and you kind of wonder how many phone calls the Dodgers got right now. Yeah,
I actually almost bought season tickets today.
That's
not gonna lie.
If you want, I would seriously think about tipping in for that.
It's worth. Honestly, it's worth it.
I can get us some really good
parking lot seats.
some really good Loge tickets in Gary's garage because
the seats. Yeah, because the seats.
No, one of our buddies over there, Tony, over at West Coast Multimedia, and you guys should check them out. They're fantastic. They do great work with the multimedia stuff, but he's asking if I wanted to go in on some tickets, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going to be next week any given day, so I don't know if I can go in on season tickets. But if you guys get three friends and they each get three friends, and
I
those
don't have three friends.
Did you see? What? I think it was Perez earlier being like, "Wait, you have friends?"
See, exactly. He's right.
Tina G-Man is something we haven't talked a lot about. We've talked a lot about this coming season. We've wondered whether or not Mookie would return. But Tina says it's not just about this season, it's about winning long term.
For sure.
You wonder, though, how much of an effect will this have on the long term if he doesn't re-sign? Say we do get that World Series and he doesn't re-sign. Was it just a great one-night stand and we let it go? I guess we wouldn't have a choice, but still.
Yeah. Like I said, regardless, if you told me right now that there is a guarantee that Mookie Betts does not sign an extension with the Dodgers, this is still a really good deal.
Yeah, give me the chance to impress him. Give us the chance to impress him.
Let me take him on a date.
Yeah.
And that date starts day one at spring training. What you got?
Joe Davis just posted a whole stat thing on Mookie Betts because we know our boy Joe Davis is ready to go. You think he got those from Rick?
Some of them.
Yeah, he probably got it from Rick. Thanks for the tip. Katie saw it and let me know.
Richard just finished up his draft of the season outlook.
The season,
yeah. So I'm sure,
wrote a novel.
Rick, I'm sure you're quite happy. You have to change out some people because him and I we went golfing last Friday and he was like,
name drop
cowards.
Yeah. Yeah, you know me, name dropping Rick Krajewski.
All the time.
Rickethy.
And he was like, it's like, I'm not even touching the Verdugo page yet. I don't know what's going to happen.
We have
that's a good call.
We have Joe Ponce, I don't know.
Yeah.
From Facebook. Brings up a good point. Locker room chemistry is a huge factor. What do you think that Mookie does for this locker room chemistry? Because you had talked about what did you call a Brett Lowry, Josh Donaldson type of player,
an asshole,
no nonsense asshole type player that we needed.
Yeah.
What does this do for us?
I think in the long run, it's not going to change very much in the clubhouse atmosphere. I think Betts is one of those Verdugo types. He's a high energy dude, which is good. The biggest thing is like, how many friends does he have in this locker room? How many of these weird ass cliques of players are going to not welcome him in or whatever? But for the most part, like I said, I think it was last week, you got JT, who's pretty much the grizzled veteran now on this team, and JT's fairly inclusive of players. So you feel pretty confident that he's going to fit in pretty well to this club. There's not going to be a huge culture shock. We saw from last season, he didn't chirp very much, and the Red Sox were not good in 2019.
Nope.
You did not hear very much. So
he's also coming over with David Price, which is helpful, and he's coming over to Joe Kelly, which he's obviously very familiar with, and his family is close with him, and they like him. So, I mean, that's cool. He's coming into a situation that's not like a complete new thing to him.
Damn, these comments are still going wild, guys.
Yeah, I know. You guys have a lot to say tonight, and I really appreciate it because it's given us a lot to talk about.
Knocking on Kershaw, saying he's not like a proven starter. I'm like,
this is not the time.
The dude could quit today and be in the Hall of Fame in 5 years.
What about me?
We're going to need you to boost your stats a bit there,
Chifo. That's what they tell me. Chris says, wait, no more jock-offs? Because you coined the phrase jock-off this year, I'm pretty sure.
I've been known to coin some things. I had a jerk-off. It was Jed Jerko.
Oh, Jed Jerko. Yeah, that was good as well.
David Press says, you mean Boomer Rick? Yes, Boomer Rick.
Boomer Rick, yeah.
You can tell he's a boomer because he went golfing.
He's an influencer, too. Don't forget. Hashtag influencer.
Boomer influencer. Oh, man.
Eric says that Mookie does not sign an extension in L.A., and he thinks Price does. I don't see that. Price would have to have a couple pretty good years in L.A. to sign an extension. The dude's got $96 million left on his contract.
Jimmy Gomez saying Mookie's a super awesome locker room chemistry, fun guy, and a very high energy guy. So
if there are any Red Sox fans inside the chat right now, we would like to hear that side of it. I know there's at least one because I'm friends with him.
Never heard of her.
But aside from you, Mike.
How are we going to match up against the Yankees? Now, when you rank the best teams in
Apple Watch.
If you look at the two best teams right now, I mean, if you're just looking at it completely from an outside viewpoint with us having Mookie and David Price as he is, not as what he could be, yeah, it's probably Dodgers, Yankees. Look, you guys know I'm not very high on Garrett Cole, and I think that Yankee Stadium is going to wreak havoc on his career, and I still stand by that. So I think in terms of how we match up with their firepower, I think we match up better than their firepower. You have guys like Giancarlo Stanton, and he is a what do you call that when you die?
AJ Pollock.
He is a dead.
Yes.
None of his body parts work anymore. He's not the same dude that he was.
He's elderly.
Yeah, he's not the same dude that he was when they traded him to the Yankees.
That would be Gary syndrome.
The dude was like MVP caliber, 40 to 50 to 60 home run type of guy, and he turned into like a guy who might be like 40 to 50 to 60 games.
That's what New York City does to you.
By the way,
it'll break you down.
It will break you because you don't sleep.
Jeter played for like 20-something years.
By the way, Gary, somebody said that you look like SpongeBob SquarePants in the chat earlier.
Yeah, my eyes have been tired from fixing a lot of websites. Yeah, I get it. So
Jeremy Fisher wants us to end the podcast with the Maeda dance, so you might have to do that when we get there.
He is your brother. Oh, yeah.
Why'd you hit me?
Sorry, Dad.
What did I ever do to you?
The Maeda dance. That's a good one, Jeremy.
It's so wild. We're talking about all these players. We got a bona fide superstar once again. We got a former, superstar. How many All-Stars does David Price have? I think he's like a, 4 or 5 time All-Star, something like that.
Listen, it's such a you guys. I know
I broke him.
I know we're just like we keep talking about the same thing over and over again, but I don't think you understand how big this is, and it's gonna keep hitting me over and over again over the next couple of days. Like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and be like, Mookie Betts is a freaking Dodger. What the heck? Yeah. This is the dude had like a close to 7 WAR last year, and you think about like how many guys we've had like that over the past couple of years. It's not many. No. There's not many guys that produces like he is, and that's actually a down year for him in terms of the arc of his career. 2-time Silver Slugger, 3-time Gold Glove. That's another thing too, is you forget how good of an outfielder he actually is. 4-time All-Star. He's He won the Wilson Overall Defensive Player of the Year award. An all-around gem of a player, seemingly gem of a human being. I think he's going to fit in so well in LA. Like that Hollywood lifestyle is for Mookie Betts.
You know how crazy
for
this
sure.
summer's going to be after the Lakers win the championship?
Oh, dude.
Then the Dodgers are going to have Mookie Betts. Then we're going to have the 2020 All-Star Game. Then we're going to have the World Series.
And
then
Netflix
the Lakers are going to come again.
And Netflix Chill is going to win a world
We're going to win
champion.
our thing.
Yeah, we're going to do
I also forgot.
Netflix and Chill is going to win.
This is another part, and this is something I'm so excited about because I've been asking for this for so long.
To play
for
on
so
on
long.
the team?
No, that was you. I've been asking for this for so long. The Dodgers have not had a legitimate base stealer in a very long time.
They
Like,
do
D.
that,
Gordon.
Cody, but they never use
What are you
them.
talking
D.
about?
Gordon.
Jock Pederson,
Yeah.
30-30 guy.
But
AAA.
but
You
Mookie
tell them there's ice cream at second.
Mookie has
by the foot.
he's legitimately been a 30-30
Yes.
guy at the major league level. He's a dude that gets on base. He could get on base at like a 400 mark and steal 30 bases a year. He's a leadoff hitter. We've never had a leadoff hitter before.
We had that question early on in this offseason. Like, when's the last time the Dodgers had a legitimate leadoff hitter? And, you know, the argument, some people were saying D. Gordon. Probably, really, maybe for a couple seasons, Rafi for a call. But I think you got to go back to, like, Brett Butler
Dude, yeah.
for
like
a legit
Yeah.
leadoff guy. Maury Wills, maybe even that far.
Maybe, yeah.
Davey Lopes, even though they didn't care about on-base percentage back in those days. By the way, I want a sidebar here. Harold Reynolds is an idiot when he was talking about how on-base percentage doesn't matter. By the way,
So that's not a
Mookie
real
Betts.
How did he get a job back? I'm just wondering out loud.
He
Just
did
like,
have that.
how
that
did he?
thing.
Dude, I hate that.
By the way, over on Twitter, our boy Jack at Midwest Dodger _ posted a nice thank you video for Jock Pederson. He has, I think it's all home runs 100 to or 1 to 100, which is pretty cool. Jock could be back at Dodger Stadium for the All-Star game in 2020, gang. Don't forget about that.
Oh, boy. I'm excited, guys. Can't even handle
Did Mookie Betts change his avatar yet?
No, I got to go follow him right now, though, on Twitter.
Not creepy much.
Whatever, dude. He's a Dodger now. He's got that Hollywood lifestyle in him.
I know. Hey, DM him. Let's get him in real quick.
There you go, Gary.
Mookie.
Take care of that. DM Mookie.
Oh yeah,
Coming at you live, Mookie Betts. Didn't happen.
Good way to introduce him to the LA fan base. We're really good at that because people. You see, that's how we get the big names on our podcast, guys.
Creep him out.
Especially the new names. We're really good at that.
I think, with the chat still going pretty hard, I feel like it sucks to leave you guys right now, but also at the same time, we keep reiterating ourselves for sure on
And
a
I
lot
gotta
of these.
pee, too.
He's got to pee, and he's not like the other guy from before who'll just be like, I'm going to leave now.
Iced coffee and beer.
But we will have a second show this week. It will be probably more of the same with this. We're going to dig through some of your guys' comments, more of them, and things from Twitter and whatever. I'll still be sniffling then too. So
wait, we're done?
Aren't we?
Oh yeah, we are. Damn,
I mean,
we've been time.
We've been
Damn,
going
fast.
we've been going for a hot minute, boys.
That was fast.
In the next show, we'll also I want to talk about the spring training hats because people had some things to say about them on the internet today. The spring training hats were released today. Zed wants to know, is that the DN cap? Yes, it is a DN cap that Gary is wearing, which is pretty cool.
New Era released it. Special release.
So yeah, those are all the things. Subscribe, like, and subscribe to me. I'm Brooke. You guys can find us on the internet for all the things breaking that are Dodgers on DodgersNation.com. You can subscribe to Blue Heaven. We actually very much encourage that you do. We are on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM. Oh, so many more.
If you subscribe to us, show me a screenshot, send it to me, and maybe I'll give you my Jock jersey.
Oh.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BrookMe3. You can find this guy at RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram, but don't DM him about it because he's not going to give you my jersey because that's not how that works because this is a democracy and I determine who gets the jersey, not you.
Maybe I will.
We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter, at Official Dodgers Nation on
an
Instagram.
adult.
Huge thank you to our crack production team. Oh,
Gary.
Mr. Gary Lee with that dope hat over there in the back corner
don't know why
looking
that's still
fly. Thank you guys for all your questions and comments. Thank you for letting us know where you're repping Dodgers Nation and your thoughts on the Mookie Betts trade. Congratulations to your Los Angeles Dodgers, the 2020 World Series champions. Thank you guys for being with us. Thanks for hanging out.
Spring training.
And we will see you
It's right around the
at spring
corner.
training. next week.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.